Well, that isn't a great start off to the episode. Welcome back, everybody, to Divine Journey 2. It's been a while since I've fought the dragon, but I decided to hop on over there, fight her again, and grab ourselves dragon scale. What's this for? I can make black elytra, and it's used for a few other things. Dragon resin. Is that the only way to get it? What is this? Kraken scales and dragon egg chunk. Okay, well, that's going to be fun. Not what I'm here for. Welcome back, everybody. We are working on various things. I went back to the end to get some dragon's breath. I wanted to have plenty of it for our, whatchamacallit, our rainbow generator setup. Also, I made this guy. We have a portable teleporter, and I made a portal over at the end, so now I can just teleport back and forth to there. Save me a lot of time traveling. But I lost my bucket of meat while I was in there. Let's go grab a new one. Anyways, I was setting that stuff up so that I could have some extras in the system. I have also fought the Wither quite a few more times, so we have a number of nether stars. We have 21 of them. I would like to set up an automatic Wither farm. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put it. It'll most likely end up in our animal pillar farm thing over there. I just got to figure out how I want to put it in there, because I know for the moment I have a number of other spawners that are going to get added in to the stuff we have. Also, I added in a tree over here a while back. It's just been kind of here. Still trying to figure out how exactly I want to do this area, because we're going to, I might chop this little chunk off. We need to connect to that island somehow to expand. That's where we're going to be building up a bunch of stuff. Hey, look. We're out of our area. Anyways. I have a problem. I keep running out of resources. I have run out of iron multiple times. I've run out of redstone a couple of times. I ran out of osmium. As you can see, I only have 9 blocks. I don't have a lot. I ran out of yellorium. Amazingly, I still have not run out of lapis, even though I don't think I've really collected any since that first excavator setup. I am almost perpetually out of platinum. So, I think it is time for us to do some upgrades to our resources. And one of the best ways to do that is to build the quantum quarry. Yeah, sure, give me those. The quantum quarry is going to be in here. I can't actually make it yet because we need rainbow stone. That's part of why I wanted to get those dragon's breath, and why this is sitting here. Let me grab some stone burnt. And we should have plenty of it sitting in here somewhere. There. I am going to stick that in there. It requires the Rainbow Gen setup to be running, which I actually have filled up part of our matrix. I've also upgraded the interior. We now have the max level induction provider. I have 2 of them in there. So this thing can actually handle the 2 ultimate induction providers. I still have an advanced induction cell, but we'll get there. These two ultimate induction providers allow for a throughput of 26.2 million RF per tick. So with the two of those, our Rainbow Gen can now run and not waste any power. Well, at least for now. I will get that actually hooked up to our system. It's not at the moment, except for the Rainbow Gen. And I have automated almost everything for the Rainbow Gen. I added in a few things here and there. One of those being a lot easier for me to just fly over here. I added a crafter in over here to make pink dye, as well as I think that was everything that I needed over there. Anything else, it's just pulling straight from our system. So, also, I found this buried treasure map while I was over in the end fortress, because I never really explored the fortress. And there was a chest like right around the corner from the portal. So, I found that, and it was a loaf of bread. I won't complain. Anyways. Everything for the Rainbow Generator is automated, with the exception of Nether Stars and Dragon's Breath. As far as I know, Dragon's Breath cannot be automated. I just have to make sure I keep a buffer of it. Nether Stars can be automated. I just have to figure out where I want to put the Nether Star farm. Wither farm. It's going to be noisy. So it'll definitely get a thing. But for us to get Rainbow Stone, I need to override that. And now this is running. I put 4 of these upgrades in here because otherwise this is insanely slow. As you can see, it is ticking a little bit. Grid is not overloaded. Grid is overloaded. Holy cow, this is taking 300. Okay, let's take 2 of those out. Okay, it's only 192. I think I can do 3 and our system is fine. I didn't realize that needed 320 of those GP to run. I just want to make sure that this stuff is actually working the way it's supposed to be. I do want to go over there and double check, and I want to set it up so that the deadly ones are not actually running, but I can check that the others are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. I just can't go in there while that wall of deadly ones is running. But I'm going to let that run for now. As you can see, it's already stopped. It looks like the Rainbow Gen is already shut off. I think that is my override not working. Because I think, yes, our induction matrix is probably full. Which means its redstone has triggered it, which means I need to go do the complicated setup for that. But we got our first rainbow stone, and that gives us, if I can open the right menus, hey look, a stack of stone burnt. That unlocks all of this fun stuff. We get the unbreakable wand, which I don't think I really plan on using. Oh, I'll make it just for the dragon's breath though. I get the dragon egg mill, which is, it generates 10,000 GP. But because of the GP drop-off and everything that you actually get, depending on how much you're generating or whatever, it still only gives you, I think it's 1,500 on the first one and 500 each after that. I do plan on making one of these. I have just enough rainbow stone to do that. Okay. Let me go figure out why this thing is not running properly. And I'll come back when we have enough rainbow stone to build our quarry. Turns out our grid is overloaded just because it's nighttime. Let's go ahead and make one of these guys. This should be easy enough. Make an eye of redstone to make the dragon egg mill. Which this will solve our GP problems for now. Let's come over here where I believe I have our dragon egg. And I think we could do something for this later on to get more of them, but let's go ahead and set this in here somewhere. How about right below the rainbow gem? Boom, we now have 16. Oh, it's giving me 1,300 instead of 10,000. Still, we now have 1,600 grid power, which means everything should run just fine, even at night. Only because I don't think I actually have any solar ones. But I have a lot of these wind ones that they fluctuate. So that should improve our setup at least. Got it running again, but I took a bit of a punch from that. Yeah, no, there we go. Okay. Now that's running again, which means this thing should be doing something. It is not. Our slimy generator is not running. Problem solved, I believe. Our bucket was not cycling for whatever reason. Ah, there we go. I can put that back in there. So that's going to give us a bunch of stone burnt. Turned into rainbow stone. I'm just going to let that run for a little while. Once we really make it past this point, this quarry is the only real big item I need the rainbow stone for. And that is because it requires 6 of these quantum quarry actuators, which are 4 rainbow stone each. I can get everything else. These ender casings I can make, iron casings I can make. And the quantum quarry itself just requires a builder and 2 of these ender casings. But it takes a total of 26 rainbow stone, which is the difficult part. Once it's built, I have a whole nother project on my hands with trying to filter everything that it's going to give us. I think I am just going to give it the builder we already have, because I'm really not using it, and this is more important than making another builder at this point. If I want another builder, I will make one. But as it stands, I don't really have a need for it. It hasn't even really been running anyways. I set this up so long ago, and this is still the first quarry it was ever set up on. You can see how far it got. So, we're going to yoink that. I'll come clear this stuff out later on. And I think the only real things I want out of this wall, most of this will just get processed down. Like 335 stacks of coal ore. That's going to take a while. I have a lot of things on there. But I will come back. I will clean this up later on. And I think this dimension I'm essentially done with for the moment. I wonder if I could set the quantum quarry to work in the deep, to mine from the deep dark. Well, I have been looking up things about it too. So, I am in the Divine Journey 2 Discord. I don't really talk much in there except when I have a random question. But there are a couple of guides, tips, and tricks and stuff in there. And one of them was for setting up the quarry. And it recommended this for your enchanted book to put in the quarry. This will give you the final ingot form of most of your resources. And it's also... they also say to set up a second one. I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon. But we will get there eventually. Also just realized I don't think I've shown you guys. I do have automation set up. You can see I have a whole bunch of recipes in here. I was not crafting these induction providers. Going through that many steps to craft each one was insane. So I set up all the recipes and I just told the system to craft it for me. Much like we're going to do right now. Because to make the quarry, I need 4 basic induction cells, which I do not have set up in there, but I do now. So I can tell it to craft 4 of them. We have all the stuff, and it's going to craft all 4 of them. Watch it right here. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice. Let's grab our 26 rainbow stone right here. We'll go ahead and shut you off. I think that's shut off now. Yes. We have our 26 rainbow stone. We have our builder, which do need to take the stuff out of. I don't want to lose those. We need 6 quantum quarry actuators. And our quarry. I have the builder. It just threw the builder into the system. It doesn't like stuff like that. Mine blocks from a hypothetical dimension that might have existed. Requires actuators to be attached to all sides. Hey. Now, this will essentially mean I never have to worry about resources again. Essentially. But, from what I have done in testing, because I did build this thing in a creative world to see what kind of stuff it was actually giving me, it's going to take me a while to filter everything. As well as, this thing is power hungry. So the way I have it set up in my creative world is with this very same book. And it runs at about 120,000 RF per tick. That's pretty freaking power hungry. I don't have a way to wirelessly transfer that, and I don't think I have any stuff that will actually transfer that much, so I might end up doing a phantom energy face to connect it somewhere, but I gotta figure out where I want to put this thing, because it's not exactly small. But we can like set it up right here just to take a look at it. So you have to place the quarry, and then it'll let you place all the actuators on it. Because it won't actually let you place these anywhere but against the quarry. Anyways, we have our quarry here. We can stick our book in there once we actually decide to set it up. I'm going to set it to that right now. It doesn't have any power, so some of the things I know I am going to want for certain are filters. Because this thing is a complicated mess. Where are my filters? And it uses these guys. So, one of the first things I do know I want to knock out of here is I want to take marble, if I have any of this stuff in here. I don't have any limestone in here. Flint, stone, dirt, gravel, and all of these are going to go into here. And there are a whole bunch more that are going to get added to this as well. But essentially, this is going to become a blacklist. Because this is stuff I do not want out of it. But the other thing that we are missing here is we need a biome marker. I'm running out of storage space over here, which is insane to think about. But if I set things up right, I should be able to like that. If I remember how to set this up. And down here, I have moved our port. Don't crash. It did crash. Anyways. Where's my ladder? Where's my ladder? I should be able to come down here. I think I have it open. Need my cheaty way through. So this is going to be where we're end up connecting to everything else, but I don't have systems that are strong enough to really use this. So I might end up upgrading again. I might not. I don't know yet. Let's see if we can get our phantom face up here connected. Boom. 41 blocks away. There we go. It's not actually doing anything. I think I just heard a lightning strike. I actually hate thunderstorms in Minecraft. I love them in real life, but I hate them in Minecraft. They are just so loud and annoying. So, go away, thunder. Well, I didn't mean instantly. Could have finished, but okay. I think I did this backwards. It's still not getting power. I'll figure out power eventually. For now, let's go ahead and jump down to here. I think I have a battery sitting up here. I do not. They're all in the nether. Let's grab one of those. And then the other thing we're going to need to make is a biome marker. Now, there's a couple of different ones that we can make, but the one that is recommended for your first is going to be Corallium infested swamp. I don't know that I've seen that biome anywhere. So I will have to go hunting for that. Yeah, let's grab that. Can I help you? If we're going to do that one, we're going to have to go hunt one of those biomes down. But I kind of want to see if we can just use the deep dark as a biome. I don't know if we can. Well, I guess I gotta charge this, don't I? Can I just do that? No. Trying to cheat it. Down here. Let's set this over here. That will charge. While we go figure out a biome marker. That's not that expensive. Now, I don't know if you can redo them or anything. I know you have to like right click in the biome that you want it. Let's see what the quest actually says. Let's see. Place the quantum quarry actuators and issue the quantum quarry 6 sides. Doing this will form the multi-block quarry. 20,000 RF is used per block mined, and items are output to any inventory touching a face of the multi-block. In the UI, you can add a filter to either whitelist or blacklist items. Items blacklisted or not whitelisted will still be mined and consume power, but will be destroyed. Huh. That's kind of annoying. You can also add an enchanted book. Last slide is for biome markers. These markers will decide which biome the quarry mines in. So you put in a swamp biome, you'll get Corallium ore, for example. Most non-overworld biome markers will not work. Dang it. Quarry can run without any of these add-ons, but they are highly recommended. This biome marker is not stupid expensive, so I'm gonna test to see if this does work. It does say most. I will take that as meaning not all. You know what? I think I remember seeing something in Discord that it doesn't. Dang. Either way, let's take a look around our map and see what kind of stuff we can find. And if I can find a Rallium-infested swamp. I don't see one on our map, but I think we have somewhere. Yeah, this. Nature's Compass. Which should allow me to look for a Corallium swamp. Found in that direction. I got here so fast my world wasn't even loading. So here's our Corallium infested swamp. It'd be pretty easy to get back to base from here. Eclogite cobblestone? Yeah. Better all the big fancy biome stuff is in here. I wish I could turn it off, but I don't want it to break the rest of my world. Okay, so we got it. We're in a Corallium infested swamp. Just be able to right click it. But the reason we want this swamp is because we can get the Corallium ores. I know we did get some from the QUARRY in the deep dark, which is why I was thinking about trying that. But I don't think that's actually going to work. So was that just a massive lag spike to put us back like 30 seconds? I thought it became morning. Anyways. Okay, we've got our biome marker. Let's go ahead and stick our enchanted book in there. Oh, this is going to be crazy. And I want a lever. As well as... What is that? Wibit cluster level 3. Oh, I had to make that for a quest, I think. One of these medium storage crates. Which we'll just stick right there. Now we can come grab our battery that's down here. And as I said, I will figure out how to actually power this and deal with all that part of it somehow. This is not going to be easy. But as it stands, we have a blacklist for Dozed 5. Which it should be on Ignore or Dig. And we'll ignore that stuff as well. So that should at least limit me from getting any of that. I know there's a whole mountain of other stuff that I need to take off or eliminate as well. But from a Corallium infested swamp, we're going to start seeing just how much stuff we get. Oh! That was about 3 seconds. Not even 3 seconds. Holy. All the basalt. So there are, as I said, a whole bunch of things that we're going to have to get rid of on here. Basalt being one of them. And I'm going to have to clean all this out. But let's see what else we have in here. There's our limestone I wanted to get out of here. Oh, I also want to get rid of these circuit plates. While they can be useful for some stuff, I am not worried because they really don't cost all that much. I can just make them. Oh, there you go. There's a pile of stuff from like half a second, 2 seconds at most. Number one being these graphite bars that we got a whole lot of. Oh yeah, these are bricks. I'm not worried about bricks. I'm really not worried about any of the Divine RPG ingots because I have like near infinite from our mob farm. But, I'll let them collect. Majority of this stuff we are going to put straight into the walls over here. And you can see I moved this stuff over because we're going to expand it onto this wall to include everything that we are not carrying up here at the moment. So things like dark gems and crushed dark gems will get added onto there. Black quartz we're getting. I think that has a place up there. These corallium gems will need a place. The inferium and prosperity shards I think will need a place. Opal. I think you can get quicksilver, amethyst, and garnet from this. And all these fossils I'm going to have to throw away. But graphite bars are going to be probably the most abundant item we get out of this. Just because that's what it turns all the coal into. I don't care about the coal right now. But how do you like that? I have a functional quantum quarry. And the amount of stuff we're going to get out of this is insane. Like, look at that resource generation. What's that? Elderberries. And remember, this is only a few seconds. And I've got 5+ stacks of iron. I've got 8 diamonds, 18 emeralds, a few stacks of osmium, a couple stacks of yellorium as well. And then a whole bunch of random other things, so like the wood ash. Some of this stuff, I kind of want to see if I can set up some storage for a lot of this. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to repurpose this entire corner over here to be specifically for this quantum quarry. So there's really nothing here except for the ore wall. And I have these two here, but I can always relocate these elsewhere. This isn't even connected to anything. I just shove melodic ingots into it and it produces the granny balls. But that's connected up to power. I don't actually have it on at the moment because that was also power hungry. But good grief, that took 3 million RF. But the amount of resources we're going to get from this is insane. Now, one of the things I did see someone say is that you want to set this up to create filters to blacklist everything you want. So, like, all of these ingots and gems and stuff, I would be blacklisting. And then once you have everything you want from it, flip them to whitelist. But I don't know if I want to do it that way, because honestly, I could miss something. Now, I do wish I had a good way to filter this to 2 different inventories, where one would like go from there into this drawer wall, and then next, if it doesn't fit in the drawer wall, then it would dump into like one of these crates that tries to pull for elsewhere. But I don't think I will ever have anything anytime soon that can move items fast enough for this thing. Holy jeez. Quicksilver. Like I said, that one of the suggestions in that guide was to actually have 2 of these, and the other one is supposed to be in a flower forest without, what is it, scorching heat. So scorching heat is what cooks all of the ores into ingots. Or rather, it does. So we have Rive, which accounts for multiple blocks being broken at a time. We have Fortune, obviously. Smashing smashes them to dust for any of the actual metal ores, so iron, gold, copper, any of those kinds of things. And scorching heat will cook anything that it can that would go through a furnace. And y'all know what efficiency does. But I think in the Flower Forest one, it wants to do without those, so you get some ores. Number one being... it's cinnabar. Yeah, cinnabar. Which I kind of want to set up something to collect a whole lot of cinnabar. So that I can set up my iridium to run through one of these guys with this whole setup. Because this has been my source of platinum. So I just come over here, grab some cinnabar, grab some iridium, which we do have filtered into our system over here. And it generates us platinum. Am I using the iridium right now? Not really. Will I be? Probably. I don't know that I really need a huge amount of iridium. Oh, I can make golden lassos. I hadn't looked at what this actually is good for. I can make a laser. Flux anodizers. Additional output when smelting ores. I have a lot of things to look that are in here for certain items. But it looks like iridium, that's pretty much what it is, besides singularities and osmiridium. Plates and stuff will be later on. Iridium coins. Oh, we're gonna need those for something. Whatever. We'll get to that another day. For today, I wanted to get this set up, and I'm gonna have to really try to figure out how to actually set this thing up off camera. Like getting this first one actually built and filtered is going to be our biggest step forward since the ME automation. Which, I didn't actually show you guys. I did build up here on the ME system floor. We have our first block of molecular assemblers. And I have a 16K crafting processor. I think I have this stuff set up. Might have to readjust how I connect it up here. But I think as it stands, this is currently a single P2P. It might be two of them. Where's my ladder? But if I want more P2Ps for up here, I'm going to have to run another trunk, which might be this pillar, I think. This is the only one that's basalt. Yeah, it's two different ones. But currently that's at 8 channels. I have a dense cable here for when I decide to expand it so it can get up to 4 times that size. And then I can just add a bunch of these over here. And it will all go into a single P2P right here. I gotta figure out how I really want to set this stuff up in here, because we're gonna have a number of these. And I'm gonna have these just all over the place. So I can have lots of processing. But for now, that's our automation system. We've got our interfaces. We've got our auto crafting system up there. And now we have automatic resources. If I can get the power flowing. Do I have a duct that I can get to that is powerful enough for that? Because we're running Signalum right now. It is 16,000. Resonant is 25. I'd like to get to these, which is why my base is set up the way it is. But what I may do is just connect this up with Resonant and allow it to essentially choke itself for now. The problem is these resonant flux duct, or these cryo-stabilized flux ducts, they require thumbcraft. So it's going to be a little while before we get to those. Do they actually show up in the quest book somewhere? Thumbadrama. Elevadium. There's different ways to craft some of this stuff, so I think Elevadium is one of them that you get a better crafting recipe for later on. Let's see. I'm surprised they don't put the cryo-stabilized flux duct into here. I mean, there's the matrix. Wow, it's not actually in here. Research this. I don't know what that is. Can I have like an entire chapter that just, or a way to like skip Thumbcraft? I know there's a way to do the cheaters Thaumonomicon to not have to do all the research. I kind of like the research myself, but I may end up doing that just to avoid it. I know you're going to need them later on for some automation things, because you need the glove and you need like player interfaces or something. And you need to give it the cheater's Thaumonomicon to know all their research so it can use the item, which I find to be a real pain. But I have spent most of this episode just kind of talking, haven't I? I need to get better about that, don't I? Anyways, look at our 8 billion RF in the matrix. I need to get that set up. I think I need to put another port on the bottom, and then I'll figure out how to actually power this. I'll figure something out. Anyways, that's be it for this time, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Or hopefully this thing is in its own place and figured out. Hopefully.